good soccer fans. I forgot the... Bobby Cardenas coming at you from Lancaster, California. Monday. Woo! Just watched the USA España match. All in all, I think it was a good game. I think what a lot of people will think or take from it is that the USA didn't play their best game that they could have, which they didn't. But don't forget why. España came out and pressed them and forced them into not being able to get into their usual rhythm of play. And that is what affected our players and what gave Spain hope. And they also played to create chances, and they did. And when the USA did a blunder of a play, they capitalized on it to tie the match at that point 1-1. The USA scored on a PK. Tobin Heath got stepped on. In fact, both USA goals, it ended up 2-1. Both USA goals were from penalties. So that tells you a little bit about the run of play that the USA has to work on. So anyway, but it was a great match. All in all, USA won. They advanced to play France on Friday. See the little bracket I've got here? See, I keep the brackets. I got the friggin' notes and all the games that I've done. And by the way, I'm sorry that I haven't posted more videos throughout this World Cup. In my first post, I actually stated that my goal was to post them on a daily basis. But let's face it, there's been so much friggin' football. World Cup, Women's World Cup, the Men's Under-21 World Cup was just finishing, where Ukraine won their first U21 World Cup by defeating South Korea. There, obviously, the Gold Cup has started, where the USA men have won their first two matches, 4-0 over Guyana, and then 6-0 the other night, Saturday, over Trinidad and Tobago. A brilliant game. The USA, if they keep stepping up their game during the Gold Cup, they should make it to the final. So should Mexico. Mexico has also their first two matches are incredible. So keep watching the Gold Cup. All those matches are on Fox Sports 1 and 2, I think, on occasion, and also on the Spanish stations, Univision. Check. Telemundo is actually doing the Copa America that's happening in Brazil. It's another tournament that's going on, for crying out loud. Plus, Euro qualifiers are going on. The U21 Euro Championship is going on right now. There's just so much football. I can't get it to everything. And plus, it's been friggin' hotter than hell here in the man cave, for crying out loud. I need one of these real quick. It's just too friggin' hot sometimes, and I'm trying to do a bunch of stuff before I go back to work on the next shows. I start up on either July 6th or 8th. And at that point, I'm going to be so busy till next March that so I got to take advantage of this time and at least watching the matches. So now, what I want to comment about right now is VAR. Video assist referee. A lot of people, including the commentators, forget that it's there to assist the match referee. Ultimately, all of these VAR decisions should be left in the hand of the match referee, the center referee. That referee has say-so over everything regarding the match. Okay? Now, I got under the skin of this kid named Michael Iverson on Instagram yesterday because I posted my opinion about something that Alexi Lawless had posted about the Cameroon game, where he talked about the Cameroonians losing their heads, which they did in the second half, letting the emotions get the better of them, but didn't actually go into as to why that actually occurred. There were two contentious, or seemingly contentious, offside rulings calls. The first one at the end of the first half, where England scored on a goal that was called offside by the assistant referee when it should never have been called because it was too close to call to begin with, and it ended up not being offside. The goal counted. But at the beginning of the second half, in the 48th minute, I believe, Cameroon had a goal overturned by VAR for an offside, where had the referee gone to the monitor, which a lot of referees have done so during this tournament, rightfully so, and I think they should always go for a close call. Had she gone to the monitor, she would have seen, holy crap, these things are, that the Cameroonian player, at the moment that the ball was played by one of her players, after the English goalkeeper kicked it out, Cameroonian player is walking back trying to get onside. She appears to be onside, where it would be too close to call, and the referee, assistant referee, should not put up the flag. I don't even know if she did or not. We never even got to that point. So if she didn't call it initially, then she was right in not doing that. If she did call it, then she was wrong in doing that. We as referees are mandated not to make an offside ruling where it is too close to call. This gentleman, Michael Iverson, not gentleman, I should say he's a kid, he's a child. I went on his account afterwards because he told me that you don't officiate a game by what the viewers want and laws and rules that make no sense. The laws are the rules. I don't even know what the hell that means. He did about four other quotes where he accuses me of not knowing what I'm doing, that I never must have refereed a game. I must have been paid to say what I said about lawless. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And I went on his account in Instagram, which is private, by the way, along with a couple of other guys that made comments. And he has the letters PHS and the year 21 and goalkeeper and a picture of him as a goalkeeper. So he must go to Paraclete High School, which my children went to. My youngest one graduated and she'll be 28 this year. So, and Mr. Iverson, yes, I have refed 1 or 2 soccer matches in my career as a USSF ref, high school, semi-pro, and I ref my adult league called the Antelope Football League. Anyway, you should learn some manners. First of all, you're only 15, 16 years old. You're questioning an adult who does have the experience. I have a right to make a comment, so do you, but I wasn't being rude. And I didn't respond to you rudely either, which I wouldn't, because you're a child, crying out loud. But anyway, this is going on long enough. So, on that decision, where Cameroon was, VAR stated that because the Cameroonian's right leg was over the line, she's going backwards. She's going back away from goal. She's trying to get onside. The ball pops over. If the referee raised the flag, she may have been calling another Cameroonian player who was offside. Just as in the English play, at the end of the second half, there was another English player, Paris, who was way offside. If the referee was calling both of those players offside in both those instances, then that's wrong. And if she didn't call that second play, Cameroonian, because I still don't know whether she did or not, then she was right. So you're telling me that if the center referee doesn't goes to that monitor and sees that the player is going backwards, back away from the goal, trying to get onside, and because her foot, which is supposedly a legal part of the body that can't score a goal, but at the moment you're walking backwards, your foot can't score a goal at that point, correct? And under the spirit of the game, if I were the center referee, I would not have called that offside. I would have let the goal stand, because the 18th law, which is an unwritten law for us referees, we only have 17 laws. Not rules, 17 laws. But the 18th law that we're told about is common sense. Use common sense for the spirit of the match. That should not have been called offside. Even the announcers were against it, which rightfully so, I think. But anyway, so that's it. So this is a pretty long post. Whoa, one of my longest ones. I'm about to watch. Oh, it already started. Sweden, Canada, another big match. So maybe I will come back after this today or by tomorrow for sure. I think my schedule is getting a little cleaner. I can come back and post. So say no to racism. Always say no to racism. And go USA. We always with the